Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over a medium level question in the database category that I just solved on my own. So I'm super happy about this and I'm very glad that I was able to come up with my own solution to this question without any assistance. So let's go over it and let me show you how I did it. So this is question 3642, find books with polarized opinions. So basically, the instructions are pretty straightforward and you just have to sort of follow them. So basically, you have all these book IDs and you want to find ones that have ratings. So you're looking at this reading sessions table. So looking at the session rating column, at least 4, at least 2. So let's just go instruction by instruction and follow them. And if you look at the second instruction, they at least have to have 5 reading sessions. So let's go ahead and create a default dictive type list to hold all the pairs of the session rating and the session IDs. So let's go through the book ID column of reading sessions table. So in enumerate reading sessions book ID, and then we're just going to use the book ID as the key because we want to make sure there are at least 5 of each type, right, for them to be valid and included in the result. So we can just say d of r dot append the actual session rating of I. So if we're here, then that's going to be this cell. And then let's do the same with the actual session ID. Session ID of I. Cool. Okay, so now let's go through this dictionary and loop through each key value pair. And we can say, let's just filter by each condition. So if the length of now is bigger than or equal to 5, and let's calculate the at least bigger than or equal to 4 and less than or equal to 2. So let's call this small and big. Let's set 2 Boolean flags. Let's go through now. And again, we're interested in the session rating. So let's just say if n of 0, which is the session rating, is less than or equal to 2, then small becomes true. If it's bigger than or equal to 4, then big becomes true. So if this is at least 5 ratings and small and big are both true, and then also the polarization rating has to be at least 0.6. So let's call this polarization is just going to be, and let's keep track of the count of the total extreme ratings, which are these. So in that case, increment count. And then the polarization is just going to be count divided by the total, which is just going to be length of now. And polarization is bigger than or equal to 0.6. Then we can go ahead and include it in our result. So we're going to make an answer list. And we can go ahead and get the rating spread. So let's call this rating spread is just going to be the highest minus the lowest. So again, we have to keep track of all of these as well. So let's go ahead and append n0 and then take the max minus the minimum. So then we can just go ahead and say the we want to append the actual book ID, which is just going to be K. And then we have all these that we need to grab from this table. So let's go ahead and say create another dictionary called info. Loop through the books table. Use the book ID as the key. And then we're just going to get this information. So books title of I. books, author of I, and genre and pages. Okay, so now we have that. We can just say info of k of 0, info k of 1. So I forget how many, 1, 2, 3, 4. So info k of 2 and 3. Okay, last but not least, we need the rating spread and then the polarization score. Okay, and then here it says to sort by the polarization score and then the title. So title's a string, so let's just go ahead and try to sort it. So negative x, negative 1, the polarization score opposite, and then negative x1 is going to be the title, but this is a string, so let's just go ahead and use the reverse equals true parameter that's built in, and then we should have our answer. And now we just need to gather the results and return it. So let's call this results, create an empty data frame, and then create 6 different columns. Seven different columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then go through our answer. Prepend each column in the same position. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Cool. And then we can just set each column. So the other thing here is it says rounding to 2 decimal places, and you might get some funny things. So what I like to do is just to add 0.005 and then go ahead and round it to 2 decimal places. Okay, so let's set the book ID A, title B, author C, genre pages rating spread A, B, C, D, E, F, polarization score is G, and then just return the data frame. Okay, let's run this and submit it. Okay, wrong answer. Okay, I'm not sure why. Okay, so it looks like we have a little bit of a rounding error. Maybe I didn't do this correctly. Let's try to make it even smaller. Okay, submit it. And there you go. Passes all test cases. So again, I'm super happy that I was able to come up with my own solution to this question without any assistance and solve it completely on my own. So that's it for this video, and thank you for watching.